Thank you all for joining. We're really excited to have this webinar. I think this one of our highest registrations in terms of number of folks, so that's great to see, and we appreciate your interest. Just to introduce myself, I'm Patrick Naklis. I'm a customer success manager at Ekotrope for raters and providers. Before I was here, I was a HERS rater, primarily doing field inspections on multifamily projects in Northern Virginia, but did that for a number of years before joining Ekotrope. We also have David Pedrick, who is uh, I'm not sure what your job title, but you used to be a QAD down at um, a provider down in the Southeast. Um, and then we also have Auden, who's a new addition to our team recently. Joined a few months ago, and we're happy to have him. Auden has been heading up the kind of project management portion of building Ekotrope on site, and has been working with our developers to help us all stay on track. Um, and then we also have Jason, who will be joining our webinar a little bit later. He's one of our uh, he's been an early adopter of the app, and we'll be going over that in a little bit. So yeah, any other thoughts, David, before we kick this off?
No, thanks, Patrick. But let's just remind everybody that there's a Q&A section. So if you have any questions that you'd like answered, feel free to put them down there. And we're going to be doing Q&A towards the end of the webinar. But also, if either three of us sees that it's easy to just shoot out a quick answer, we'll do that as well. But for those more complicated ones, we may take at the end. So if you haven't found the Q&A, please do that. And yeah, we're excited for this. Another quick shout out. We do have a couple developers of ours on the call who were kind of instrumental in building this. So we want to make sure that Camus and Arthur get a shout out here as we dive into the first public demo of Ekotrope on site. And with that, we'll take it away. Go for it, Patrick.
All right. Thanks, David. Um, okay, so welcome everyone. We'll be talking about Ekotrope on site. Uh, that's what we're calling our new inspection form. That's, our energy modeling platform is called Ekotrope Radar. This is Ekotrope on site, they're two separate programs, but they work together in harmony. So Ekotrope OnSite, it is a field inspection app built by raters for raters. It's in collaboration. We've had raters involved in the testing phase throughout the development process, and just like Ekotrope Radar, we're going to continue to build this primarily based on feedback we get from users. So in this webinar, we'll cover how it works for field data collection, what it means to be natively integrated with Ekotrope Radar. How does that syncing work? Whether it's sending information from your projected model in Ekotrope Radar to Ekotrope OnSite, or sending your field testing results back to Ekotrope Radar after an inspection, how that works. And then we'll also touch on some of the QA benefits and how the dispatching works in terms of keeping everything organized. All right. So our agenda, we're going to cover what is on-site, what are some of the benefits of on-site. We'll bring in Jason here for a testimonial and just some kind of sharing of his experience so far. Then at the end, we'll have time to discuss what are next steps if you're interested in moving forward or having more conversations. And hopefully we'll have time for a little bit of Q&A at the end, but we will be answering questions uh, just over the Q&A function in Zoom as well throughout. All right. So this first section we're going to get into is kind of talking about what the current HERS rating workflow is. What are some of the steps that we've heard and we've experienced as HERS raters, and how those can change through a fully integrated workflow. We generally think there's a lot of variability here, but we generally think of there's like three fundamental pieces of software that HERS raters use. There's your energy modeling platform, so Ekotrope. There's whatever you use to do your field data collection, whether that's an inspection app, a PDF, a piece of paper, whatever. And then there's your like project management, scheduling, more of your CRM tool. Um, Ecotrope OnSite is works with all three of these, but it's really focused and specifically for that field data collection piece. That's what that's the main thing we're building towards is a robust field data collection solution. So we're going to go through a bit of a kind of demo here of what a current non-integrated inspection workflow looks like. All right, so let's get started. So this is me as an RFI sitting in my truck. This was a couple years ago. I had a bit more of a beard, but I am an RFI. I've just arrived at the job site. I'm there to do a final HERS inspection. I'm going to be running blower doors, duct leakage. I need to, uh, you know, look through whether it's Ecotrope Radar or maybe a spreadsheet that my team has built or the plans or there's some reference I'm using where I'm going to go find what my blower door goals are for each house I'm going to test. I need to, be able to reference, okay, what are the model numbers I'm looking for? Um, just kind of get my mind right. Okay, what am I doing while I'm on site? And to do this right now, I might have Ecotrope Radar open, I might have the plans open, I might have a spreadsheet that has information about testing and model numbers, like a spec sheet. Uh, I might have you know all sorts of things. And I'll have to jump between those, and then when I'm on site, running all of these tests, maybe talking with a subcontractor, talking with the builder, just trying to be present in the inspection. I'm gonna have to be kind of maybe jumping between these different tools and thinking through, okay, is that the right model number that I'm looking for? Okay, I got this blower door. I think that'll pass. Just it's a disconnected workflow. It's not all in one organized place necessarily. I might have several tools I have to juggle. Um, and I take a couple minutes before the inspection. I might also affect my workflow while I'm at the inspection. And it's frustrating. It's really frustrating to be standing there and trying to figure out what am I really looking for. Um, Yeah, so I go out, I do the inspection. Now I've completed the inspection. I need to process the photos. I need to let my modeling team know, hey, I've completed this. These were the results. I need to distribute a report to the builder or maybe the county for the C of O. And each of these requires different tools. Like I might use Dropbox or something like that for my photos. I might have to call my modeling team because I don't have service. So I'm just going to call them and talk through what the results were, and they can go ahead and register it. There's just a lot of the fundamental problem is, hey, we're trying to move data from one place to another place, from the field to the office and the model. And there's a lot of manual steps and opportunities for just double work, double data entry, potential mistakes, and then also trying to figure out if you found a mistake, where did it happen? That's difficult when you're working across multiple tools and multiple people in the process. So that's my process as a RFI right now. I'm going to hand it off to David to talk a little bit about the modeling piece.
Great. Yeah, thanks, Patrick. Yeah, here's me a little bit younger, the same amount of beard, not any more or less. But carrying a blower door on a bike to do an inspection or a QA. But I'm going to be the energy modeler in this scenario. And so Patrick, he's completed the inspection. He's recorded all the information that he needs on site, and he's sent it or saved it to the places that, in like a non-connected workflow, maybe like you said, Dropbox. There may be an inspection form that's been emailed to our office. Maybe there's a Tektite report also saved in Dropbox. And uh, you know, I'm about to take all this information and update the energy model. It's a task that is I don't have much time to do because our builders want results really quickly. Maybe we've promised our builders that we'll have this done by the end of the day, and the data is kind of spread out everywhere, like we just said. So I have to get situated to pull together all that data into one spot so that I can start making sure that one, Patrick collected everything that we need, and then two, to transfer all of that data from his forms and his photos into Ekotrope. And I may also be doing some proofreading, making sure that the photos he took seems like they match the data that he recorded. I may be looking at those photos to pull data out and transfer that into the energy model as well. So I have a lot to do here, and I'm under quite a bit of time pressure to get it done. But it's also kind of a monotonous job. I do this over and over and over again, so it's easy for me to glaze over details. And if I had some automation, I could do more of these in a day. I could also maybe focus on some quality control work, maybe onboard more clients, and maybe do some sort of like analysis to help, provide some customer service to our builders to help find different pathways to meet energy codes. I guess the one thing I didn't mention is also, Patrick may have found a new mechanical system on site that I have to go find the AHRI data and kind of cross-reference and get everything ready to go into the energy model. Once I'm done with this task, I'm going to be registering with the rating and kind of downloading the reports to send over to the builder. This process, if I'm really fast, I'm doing one project every 15, 20 minutes before I move on to the next one. And so just do that over and over again if I'm in a big kind of large rating organization that's doing, dozens or hundreds of inspections a day. And if I'm a smaller rating organization, it's just kind of added administrative work to do. So I think on the next thing, I'm going to switch hats and be a QA reviewer. This is what I did mostly. And this is a chore. And if I was a third party provider, kind of like what I was, every time I want to do a file or field QA, I have to ask my raters, hey, can you send me the photo documentation? Can you send me the AHRI certificates? Can you send me everything? And that takes some time, it distracts the raters. The raters want to be out there doing HERS ratings. They don't want to be digging up and sharing files with their QAD because that just takes some time. If I'm a direct provider and I'm doing in-house QA, it's a little bit more streamlined because I have access to everything that my raters have access to, but I still kind of have to go and compile that information. And so that takes some time. But the biggest problem that I have as a QAD is if I do find an error, I'm trying to do the root cause analysis. I want to find out, hey, was this a data typo that the energy modeler made to when they were transferring the data? Was it an RFI typo when they were entering it into their inspection form? Did the RFI get the wrong information? Did the energy modeler interpret the information incorrectly? I want to figure that out, but because there's so many like data transfer steps and opportunities for typos, it's hard to figure out exactly what the cause was. And I'm not able to give really good constructive feedback because of that. Because we don't have a record of what changed at every single step along the way. So if I could tell that, I could provide better feedback and prevent it being a scavenger hunt to find all the documentation and the causes of errors. So we think Ekotrope OnSite helps address some of these things and helps automate some of these things. I'm going to let Patrick take it from here to talk a little bit more about that and dive into a demo.
Yeah, thanks, David. Absolutely. Ekotrope on-site, uh, the basic workflow, and there's, a lot of uh, other scenarios we can talk through, but the basic use case is I build a address specific projected energy model. That information is then pulled into an inspection form in Ekotrope OnSite, where the builder calls up and says, "Hey, I need a HERS done on a HERS inspection on this house tomorrow." Okay, we have the model. It pulls all that information in from the projected model. I go out on site. I have access to all of that, so I don't need to have multiple screens open or jump between different programs. I have my testing goals, I have my calculators, I have everything right there. I have my photo collection. Then I do the inspection, I complete it, and I can send that information back to Ekotrope Rater along with all the photos. And then there's a clear paper trail for David, the energy modeler, and David, the QAD, to see what happened, uh, potentially register and move that project forward, uh, or just identify the specific fields that were edited by the inspection. One thing I should also say before we get into the demo, Ecotrope OnSite is very customizable. The demo we're going to go through today has all of the fields that we've added, but everyone every HERS company does their inspections a little bit differently. Most of us are collecting the same fields, but just the order and the specific requirements of every company are different. So we are building custom inspection forms for every organization that uses Ecotrope on site. There's not generic forms that you're forced to use. It's tailored to your workflow, and we will work with you to build that form the way that you want it. So uh, just keep that in mind as we go through the demo. There's going to be a lot of information, and you can, add fields you don't see or take fields away that maybe aren't relevant to your team's workflow. Okay. Um, Real quick, just high level, some time savings. Uh, you know, we think it can save the energy modeling team like 15 minutes from saving that duplicate data entry. It can save 5 to 10 minutes per inspection for the inspector. It can also save time for your QA team. You know, this adds up to 30 to 40 minutes potentially across a project that just allows your team to do more things and boost your productivity. You can do more inspections or do more in-depth what if analysis for your builder, what have you. It just frees up your team from some of these more manual aspects of the HERS rating workflow. Uh, the other thing, which isn't in this calculation, is uh, we're in charge of maintaining and updating this inspection form. If you want to change your inspection form, you can reach out to us and we'll update it. You don't have to pay a developer or pay someone else who doesn't have this HERS context to build something from scratch or kind of jerry rig another type of inspection tool to work for a HERS inspection. This is built specifically for uh, the data collection of energy inspections. All right, this will save you money by speeding up your team and keeping you more organized and giving you peace of mind. Okay, let's go into a demo. So give me one moment while I switch around the screen share. So um, So we're gonna have a similar flow to the demo where I'm gonna be showing what the inspector sees on site, and then I'm gonna hand it over to David, and he's gonna show the uh, what it looks like when it gets sent back to the office for the energy modeling team. Um, David, is the screen share coming through all right?
Yep, I can see it.
Cool, great. So I have this in like phone view. So this is what it would look like on a phone. You can use it on a tablet, on a computer, whatever. Um, but basically, I am a RFI, I'm an inspector, and I've been told, hey, these are the two projects that were assigned to me to do an inspection today. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm doing this 123 Ekotrope Street, and it's a final inspection. You can have multiple unique inspection forms, like one for a rough-in, one for a pre-drywall, one for a final, one for Energy Star, one for energy code only, like non-HERS, what have you. Okay, so I'm the inspector. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna go in and open up my inspection. Okay, just some quick high-level things. I am online right now. As you David, can you see my cursor? I'm just through the Zoom screen share.
Yep,
Yes. Okay.
yep.
Thanks. Sorry, I don't use Zoom that much, so I appreciate it. Uh, yes, I'm online right now. It does work offline as well, um, but it obviously won't be able to sync data back to Ecotrope until you've come back into a place with service. But it will work and save your work as you go along, even if you don't have internet access. Okay, so high level, here's my current inspection. Um, I have some just read-only information up here. Hey, that I'm doing this address. It's this builder, it's this community. I'm doing this inspection type, and this is my date. Uh, Again, I'm on the kind of comprehensive inspection checklist. This can be customized to your workflow. Um, all right, so I'm going to start. These are all the different sections. You might notice these map quite well to Ecotrope Rater. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the general info section. I have some read-only information. I can see, okay, here's my CFA, here's my volume. It's all right here. I don't have to go back to a spreadsheet or go to the plans. I can, capture the date and time of the inspection, the GPS coordinates, um, you know, thermostats. I can add photos. So here I'm going to add an elevation photo. I'm on my computer, so I'm just going to choose from my photo library here. But, you know, you can do either one while you're on site. There's my nice house. And can add more. I'm just kind of doing a quick demo here today. So, okay, I'm going to say I have completed the general info section. I'm going to check the box and close that. Okay, I'm going to go to the next. I'm not going to go through all these, but I want to show the infiltration section because obviously blower door, that's what it's all about. So the way this works, we have pulled in the blower door value from the projected energy model. So the projected energy model said 5 ACH 50. I'm like, okay, that's my goal. Let's say I run the blower door test and I say, hey, I got 1000 CFM. That calculates out to 3.16 ACH 50. Okay, we're good to go. I got the green check. I'm an inspector. Hey, I can move on. Um, we support single point and multi-point. For single point, we'll add the 10% for you. We're also adding the calculation where you can enter in the like ambient temperature and elevation to adjust if you aren't using Tektite or something like that. And if you are, you can just take a screenshot of your Tektite report and upload it right here, and it will be part of your inspection. Okay. One thing I should also just note here, we do have this little red asterisk. That means this is a required field. So you do have the ability to set required fields for your inspectors. And not everything is going to be required, but you can do that. So, all right, that's the infiltration section. So I'm going to say, okay, I've completed that. I'm going to close it. Okay, next one I'm going to highlight mechanical equipment. So, okay, I have a heat pump in this building, um, and the projected energy model had an outdoor model number. All right, great. So I'm gonna go, okay, I'm just going through my inspection report. I'm looking at the heat pump. Oh, it's actually a 46 right there. It's not a 54. That's my new model number. So now that's going to be a track change, and when the model goes back to David, he'll be able to see, okay, hey, the model number was changed. Let me, cross-reference with the photo that's already in Ecotrope. It's all right there. And then I can adjust things from here. I can take my photo. Um, yeah. So that's all I'm going to show for the mechanical equipment right now. Say check, done. All right, let's look at Windows. So Windows. So this has pulled in, um, again, if you don't want to see all this information about your Windows, you don't have to. We can take it out, but we want to give you the most information and the most control over your inspection workflow possible. So this is pulling in, okay, in my projected model, I have my these windows, I have my U factor, my SHGC, what wall it's assigned to, and if I want to, I can take photos of all of these. Let's say I walk into the kitchen and oh my gosh, there's a new window. Wasn't expecting to see it. It's not in the model. I'm going to go ahead and add a new window. Let's say 21 square feet. It's facing south and it's 0.3, 0.28. Um, and yeah, that's it. And basically, what it's going to do is when it's sent back to Ekotrope, it's going to search my window component library to say, hey, are there any components that already have a U factor of zero point 0.3 and 0.28? And if it finds one, it will add that component to that window when it gets synced up with Ekotrope. Okay, so that's going to close out my Windows section. So I'm going to skip most of the rest of this, but a few other things I just want to show. We have this change tracking here. So you can see everything that was adjusted. Um, there's a clear record of everything that was done. I also can see all the photos I took. Uh, there is also an email that is sent to the inspector with this list, and you can add other people to be on that email as well. So I've added David to that email so that he gets a list of all of the changes as well. And it makes his job a lot easier to say, okay, I don't need to look at the whole model. I just need to look at the infiltration, the windows, the mechanical equipment, and some of the photos. Okay, so this last section, inspection summary. Hey, I'm going to say the inspection passes. Wonderful. And then maybe I'll leave an action item. Found a new window in the kitchen. Um, and outdoor heat pump model number doesn't match. Uh, we're going to have to verify it when it gets back to the office. And again, similarly with the window U factor and SHGC, with the mechanical equipment, we'll search your component library to say, hey, are there any components that have that exact model number? Um, you know, you may have also noticed in Ekotrope, we've been adding more, some AHRI functionality where you can link directly to the AHRI. We're trying to make, hey, finding that AHRI documentation as easy as possible and as smooth for your team because I know that can be a pain. All right, so that's my summary. I'm going to download my summary report real quick. So um, let me go ahead and this is the this is one output report that we have. It says, hey, we pass. Here's the address, contractor name, my action items, what type of inspection I was doing, who was doing the inspection, what my company is, uh, just some basic information, as well as the blower door, duct leakage, and ventilation. You also get your front elevation photo. We can also put the your organization's logo up in the top right for all your forms. And this is again just one inspection or one output form we've built. We plan to build more, and they can, if there's specific things that you need for your builder or, your jurisdiction to get past code, we can bring those elements into a report for your organization. So now, hey, I just do my inspection and my report's already done, basically. All right. So the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to say, oh, I finished my inspection summary. I'm going to submit the inspection. Okay. So I'm going to say boom, and now it's submitting. And now this is where that sync happens. So it's going to be sending all of my results back to the Ekotrope energy model. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to David to talk through what the modeler sees and how the dispatching works.
Great, thanks, Patrick. Let me find the share button and I'll share right over here. So, of course, this is an email that I had pulled up from yesterday, but as soon as Patrick presses submit, um, it sends an email to himself as the inspector, as well as to another email address, and he has it set up to send to me to notify me as the energy modeler office staff that, hey, I finished this inspection, and take it from here. So this is the email that I would get. It has some information about the project, but it also importantly has a download spreadsheet of all of the inspection data so that we can archive it. And it also lists exactly what changed on this inspection. So it has a little question by question. Hey, this is the original value. This is what it was changed to. Was it submitted to Ekotrope so that you have a record here so that you can keep track of this. Patrick can also download this from the app, so if he wants to archive it at that point as well. But this is just the notification system. I'm going to go to the Ekotrope energy model that Patrick just inspected. And you'll notice a few things here. On the lower right-hand corner, you'll see project files. These are all of the photos that the inspector took and submitted to this energy model. So this is a repository of any photo. And you can also upload PDFs and other documents or SketchUp files to project files here as well, so that you can put everything in one place and keep track of it and open the photo gallery to view all of the photos while you're looking at the energy model. The other thing you'll notice is that there are two building designs. And the first building design is the original project. The project as it was before Patrick did the inspection. And when Patrick pressed submit in OnSite, it transmitted all of the data to Ekotrope and created a new building design and put that new inspection data into this new building design that's labeled with inspection data. So it does that, so we always have a record. We can revert back to before that inspection, just in case something went haywire, and also kind of keep track of each inspection and how it changes from start to finish. In the project info, if Patrick is an RFI and he's not already listed on this energy model, he will be added to the additional raters section so that we're able to keep track of for QA purposes, tracking that he was involved in this energy model. And if he's a HERS rater, it'll be added as a HERS rater to the additional users as well. But let's dive into the building design here. So I can jump in here and look at the project, and he made a couple changes that we can see on the fenestration tab. We can see there's a new window here. And then on the infiltration, we can see that the infiltration has been updated to 1,000 CFM at 50 pascals. So if you want to, you can pull up the spreadsheet report that was submitted and compare back and forth to see that all the changes were made. You might do that as you get comfortable with the updates happening. And then also you could open up the photos to verify the photos, because people take a photo of the manometer and compare things back and forth to see that it was updated. So pretty simple. It makes the updates and creates a new building design for that update. And you can go along with your day and register this with ResNet, check the QA, QC checks on the right, and register and send reports. So as an energy modeler, I'm going to be doing this over and over again. Additional role I may have is I may be a scheduler at my rating organization, and I might be responsible for dispatching inspections to the inspectors for tomorrow. Uh, as we talked about before, that scheduler is going to be calling the builders, looking at their websites to figure out what needs to be scheduled. And I would likely have a project management tool or a spreadsheet where I'm keeping track of that schedule. Builder schedules they move a lot. They change quite frequently. So I don't want to lock in the schedule until, the last minute. And what we've heard from rating companies is they usually lock that in, the night before. And as soon as it's locked in, they'll have the locked in schedule saying Patrick's going to go to 123 Ekotrope Street tomorrow. Auden's going to go someplace else. And Patrick's doing a final inspection. So you'll need a way to tell your inspectors which inspection to complete. And the way you do that in Ekotrope on site is I have a dispatcher role for my username, and I can log into on site. I can press create new inspection, and I would paste in the Ekotrope project ID for the project that I'm inspecting. I can select the type of inspection that needs to be done for this project. I can set the date, and then optionally, I can assign an inspector. If I assign the inspector, this inspection will show up in their app, the day that the inspection is due. If I don't assign the inspection, it will show up in everybody's app so that people can claim it as they come. But I'm going to go ahead and assign this to Auden. And a couple other things you can do in this workflow is you can provide construction manager name, email, contact information, so that the inspector knows who to call if something occurs that they need to contact them for. And you can also leave notes. So you can say, hey, make sure you call the construction manager as soon as you're on site, or anything like that, or tell them when you're leaving, or the key is located, wherever to get into the home. So you could go through here and press create inspection. And as soon as you do that, it'll show up on your, sorry, I don't have a project ID right now to paste in there. It'd show up on your list on here of kind of dispatched inspections. We've heard that sometimes something comes up and you will need to adjust this in the day of. So there's an edit button here. So if I come down here to December 4th, to this inspection assigned to Patrick, I can come in here and say, okay, let's reassign it over to Peter because Patrick has ran long at some inspection that, he had to talk to the builder a long time about why the blower door is failing. So we need to reassign this to Peter. We can save the change, and Peter will kind of refresh his app and see it over on his schedule. Of course, doing this one by one could take a while. So there is a upload CSV option. So you can upload a spreadsheet of your entire schedule to dispatch. That way you can do it in bulk the night before and have everything ready to go the next morning for all of your inspectors. So this is the dispatcher view. It's pretty simple. We just want to help people dispatch the inspections to the inspectors. And with that, I'll pass it back to Patrick.
Sweet. Thanks, David. Yeah, I mean, uh, that's the basic demo. We kind of ran through that relatively quickly. There's a lot more to the app, which we'd be happy to show you. That was also a final inspection. It can be definitely set up to do pre-drywall, other inspections, energy code only, all sorts of things. So. Let's talk a little bit about onboarding. So, and kind of what does it look like to start using OnSite? Um, so, uh, you know, right now, we started building OnSite, I believe, in August. So just in the last 4 months, we've gotten it to where it is now, where we feel, hey, this is ready to go and be kind of widely shown. Um, it's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to expand and be able to do more and more. What I think Ecotrope Raider, we're at like version 5.2 or something. Like we're in version 1.0 right now. So this is going to continue to grow. Um, and right now, the way it works is we customize inspection forms to the raters, needs, and they're able to test and go through several iterations where we'll update it and make sure they have everything they need to start using the form. Um, and then yeah, it's customizing it it's really important, and we're going to continue to expand it. I'd like to bring in our good friend Jason Helm here, who we've had on the call for a while. Um, Jason, would you mind just introducing yourself for a second?
Thank you, Patrick. My name is Jason Helm with Texas Home Energy Professionals. I've been in the industry. Um, January 3rd will be 20 years. I'm a Rater QA, Rater trainer. Um, I like to feel like I'm good at my job. What I am not is I'm not a software developer. I don't play one on TV. I hate doing that part of the job. It's been necessary over the years. I've been on teams that have developed in-house products. We've worked with products, that I won't name any names, but that are in the industry now that I've never been happy with, including building our own in-house product that I was never completely happy with. So when the opportunity came up to work with the folks at Ekotrope, I wanted to take a look at it and see, can we get something better than what we're currently working with, and or better than the things that we've worked with over the years. Anybody that attended the webinar yesterday understands that things are coming down the road for us in the industry. That essentially, if you don't have a picture of an item, it's failing. And so having a way, a reliable way to document the work that we do and report the work that we do is so important to what we do. So when I started working with Patrick and David and Auden on this, unsure what would come from it, but I think what I'm finding is that they were easy to work with. They're giving us a customized form that not only have we been able to customize it to the field that we want, we've been able to customize it to how we want the inspections to flow. So, we're not going to jump from place to place. We're going to, follow a pattern through the inspection process, and makes things, easier to use. The other thing I've found about using this from the QA perspective is I have everything in one spot now. David, a few minutes ago, so here's the files. We've started uploading our plans into the job site. So I'm doing QA on a house. I can go to this job. I can go, pull it up in Ekotrope. I can see the plans. I can see our inspections. I can see all the photos. As a QA, it's made my job so much easier. And again, keeping all of the data in one spot, that I don't have to worry about updating it, or their Amazon was out and I can't access things. That happens to everyone, but I don't have to try to fix that stuff. That's on the Ekotrope folks to try to make sure all that stuff works. I don't want to hear about the birth. I just want to see the baby. Show me what you got. They do all that type of stuff. And then I guess the other thing that has made this process easy for us is that we worked with a number of developers over the year. um, from terrible software that is made, for HVAC contractors that we try to make fit in our little niche industry, products like that. But the David and Patrick, they speak Raider, and that's been I don't have to tell them or try to explain minimum rated features. This is you need pictures of all this stuff, so they kind of understand that. So going through the process of developing and getting everything that we need has been much easier uh, working with someone that understands what we have going on and what our needs are. And when we say, we want this here, they understand why that might be, and it's been easy to work with. Um, I
Great.
feel like I can speak. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Patrick.
No, you're doing great. Thank you for sharing all that, Jason. It's we appreciate when you saying we're doing well. I did want to ask a little bit about uh how has it been working with your team? It's like, you have 20 years of experience. You kind of can see the galaxy of everything. How has it been with, hey, this my inspector's only been here a few months. What's that been like working with your team around this?
So our team, from the RFIs to the dispatcher to rater of record to QA, for me has been using this has been very intuitive. And so having newer folks or less experienced folks in the field or our dispatcher use it has been very intuitive to use. Training them has been easy, and I think the other thing is the feedback gets listened to. Hey, this was an issue, and they've been able to make those corrections. Even coming from our dispatcher, typically what might take an hour to dispatch has gone down to just 5 or 10 minutes of actual dispatching. So it's made their lives easier. Um, and even the field inspectors have appreciated, when they give input. It's been realized and instituted. It kind of makes it all work. So that part of our team, be it from the field to the office folks, it's been real easy to make this transition over from our previous data collection tool to now the Ekotrope product.
Awesome. Uh, yeah, thank you, Jason. It's been great. It's been great to work with you on this as well. And your feedback has been instrumental to us making decisions with the app and is going to continue to be. Um, so, we really appreciate it and appreciate you joining this webinar today. Um, all right, I want to kind of start wrapping up and maybe we can have a few minutes for some questions. Okay, so wrapping up the next steps. So we covered a lot, but there's still, the inspection workflow is a huge topic. And I'm sure we didn't cover everything for everybody today. So uh, later today, we'll be sharing a link. We'll have this webinar posted on YouTube. And we'll also share some more information and a link to book a meeting. Uh, and that meeting will be with me, Patrick, and basically, we can talk through, hey, what are you looking to improve with your inspection workflow? Is OnSite a good fit? Is it not a good fit? What would it take for it to be a good fit for you? And we can talk through all that. We Because we try to get everyone kind of fully on board and have their full workflow set up with OnSite before they really kind of fully roll it out. We do limit the number of onboarding slots that are available. So I think we're limiting it to like maybe six or so companies at a time. So, please schedule a call. But if you do decide to sign on, there might be a kind of a time period where, hey, we're not quite ready to start, but we'll we'll get you onboarded because we want to make sure you're set up for success and kind of fully ready to go. And Yeah, in terms of pricing, happy to share that on the call that we have after that's set up. But it's very competitive with other similar field inspection products. Um, there's basically a per user fee and a per home fee. That's how it works. But happy to talk more of that in detail on an individual call. Um, and Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Anything else you want to add, David?
No, I think that's great. Thank you, Jason. But let's give Auden an opportunity to ask a few questions that he thinks are most important here to ask. And we can answer them live here. There's a lot of questions. There's a so far there's been 76 of them. So we will get through the ones that we can. And we will do our best to try and summarize and answer them um, when we send a follow-up. But given the volume, I think we'll it may take a little bit, but it's great to see so many people here. And thank you, Jason, for joining. And Auden, do you have some most pressing questions we should get to?
Yeah, thank you. So there are some themes here. So I'll try to just pull out some of those questions. So several people have asked if Ekotrope OnSite will work without a project in Radar, and also like, do they have to create the project first and then use OnSite, or can they do it the other way around?
Uh,
Yeah. So right now, the workflow is you provide an Ecotrope project ID for an existing project in the dispatch workflow. And we recognize that doesn't work for all of your inspections. And we're working with Jason and some other early adopters here to figure out what's the next addition there to make it so that you can work without having an ecotrope energy model to start out with. We understand that raters do a lot of inspections for homes that aren't in ecotrope, so we want to support that. Um, uh, I mentioned Arthur and Camus before. They're working very hard, and we're prioritizing and building the things that have the biggest impact first. And I think that's the very next thing to do is uh, these homes that aren't going to be an ecotrope.
Great, thank you. Another question here. How do we do the customization of the forms? What's the process? Can our customers do that themselves, or does it have to be our team that does that?
Yeah, so I would say collaborative. Basically, what we have is we have documents that have, hey, here are all of the options that we currently have in terms of here are all the fields we have. Let us know what you want. And then, we can build it very quickly from there. I think eventually we would love to have enable the ability for users to build the forms themselves. But right now, it's basically, hey, here are the options. Let us know what you want. We'll build it right away. And then you can test it and say, hey, actually, we want it like switched around this way, and we can make those adjustments. So, like Jason, I know we went through several iterations of your final inspection form, and I know it kind of improved over time. But right now, uh, I would say it's a collaborative process, but ultimately, Ecotrope is building all of the forms.
You. And then there's a question here about the reports. So you showed us that we generate a summary report and the blow door report, but what about custom reports for specific counties?
Yeah. So we do want to support custom county reports. I think that's going to be an ongoing process. There's a lot of counties and a lot of custom reports, but we're working on adding that. a lot of them are very similar, where it's like, hey, blower door, duct leakage, CFA, inspector, and then maybe the like insignia of the county. Um, and as long as it's like in that ballpark of what's on the report, that's something we will support through Ekotrope on site. Um, you're going to need to let us know what you need, but we can build those things for you.
Yeah, thank you. Um, there are a few questions here about this has to go through the provider, or we if the provider needs to like give it to the companies, or if the rater can offer this directly.
Yeah, good question. I think I know we've talked with a few third-party providers that plan to offer kind of standardized inspection forms to their raters. Um, unfortunately, I'm going to say that that's going to be kind of a case-by-case basis. But please reach out and we'll kind of let you know, hey, your provider has asked us to, let's try to build an inspection form that works for all of their raters. But we also have contracted and worked directly with raters that are under providers.
Mhm.
So we've done some of both. So the answer is it depends. So sorry, I can't be more helpful there. But yeah.
That's good. Thank you. And then I think I have one final question before we wrap up, and it's about sample ratings and how will this tool support sample ratings?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so great question. David, maybe I can take it and you can add on. Um, the basic workflow of, hey, here is a projected model. Let me pull information out of that into a inspection form, and then send that information back to Ekotrope Rater. I think that can still work for sampled ratings. Basically, you can do that and then run it through the sample set generator. That being said, most of our early adopters have been working for single family. So, we're really interested in having this tool work well for multifamily raters. Um, so I think we'd be really interested to learn more about, hey, would that workflow work for you? If not, why? And what can we do to have it be effective for you? David, anything you want to add to that?
No, yeah. My answer is just going to be, I think, in reverse order. So sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah. So a combination of tools, it can work for sampled ratings. Um, all right. Any other hot button items out in?
Maybe, yeah, there's few here. One question, it works offline, and we could say confirm it works offline. And then there is one here about the onboarding process and how many forms we support, and if there's any extra costs related to the onboarding.
Yeah, so there's no additional cost to onboarding. I mean, basically, yeah, there's a kind of a planned period of onboarding, and in terms of forms, we support up to 8 custom inspection forms, and then there are additional costs beyond that. But within one form, you can have conditionality. So, like one thing we've been working with Jason on is HVAC grading. So it's like you don't have two forms for non-HVAC rating and HVAC rating. You just have a button in your form that says, "Am I doing HVAC rating? Yes or no?" And it will open up those fields. So that level of customization within one form really allows you to just have, hey, I have my pre-drywall, my rough-in, my final, my Energy Star, my code only, my just photos form, and we set it at 8 because we thought that was like that should be able to encapsulate everything. Um, and then it's a slight marginal increase beyond that. Um, but good question. Yeah.
Great, perfect. Thank you, Patrick and David. We're on time, so I think we'll try to get through. There's a lot of questions, like David say. We'll try to get through and answer these, the rest of them after the call.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And just to kind of wrap up, we will be sending follow-up emails later today with the recording. We also have a one-pager we can share, and there will be a link in there to book a meeting with me. So please take advantage of that. We only have so many of these onboarding slots available. And even if it's just a conversation of, hey, I'm a sampling rater. I don't know if this will work for me. Let's talk it out. Because then that helps us in terms of building our development roadmap for this product as we go forward to make sure, hey, we're building something that people want and that it's responsive to the market needs out there. So, um, yeah. Well, we're at 2:01. I don't want to keep anyone any later, but really appreciate everyone attending and listening to us blather on. So, we'll follow up here and happy holidays, everybody. Thank you.